check it out. What's up everybody, Super Diverx fan here for weekly update number 41 on this Friday. So, what's new with the BRZ? Well, the first thing is that window issue that I mentioned a couple weeks ago, it happened again this past week. And so if you didn't watch that weekly update, the windows will get stuck sometimes when there's ice on them. And the window slips into and out of the roof line whenever you open and close the door. So the window will always come down a little bit whenever you open it, and then go up a little bit whenever you close it. And that's just part of the frameless window design of the car. And so when you get ice on it, it doesn't go up and down properly because it gets frozen, and it's pretty sensitive, I've noticed. It happens, this is the second or third time it's happened now, and this time, whenever I power cycled the car, it didn't go away. So you'll know that something's wrong because the auto lights here for the window switches will start flashing, and they started flashing and it didn't go away. So I had to look it up online and see how to fix it, and it's actually really simple. The way you fix it is, once all the ice is gone, it's thawed away and everything, you just push and hold the auto down switch and put the window all the way down, and then you hold it and put it all the way up and hold it there for an extra second or two, and it should go away. And if the passenger door has the same issue, then you actually have to go onto that actual door switch on that side and do that to fix it. And so yeah, it's not that big of a deal, just a little minor inconvenience, but not that big of a deal. That's the only issue though, really, with the car. Another random little side note about this car, and it's something that a lot of BRZ and FRS owners probably already know about, is this car normally, even in the summertime, takes a little bit longer than an average car to warm up. For it to get up to temperature, it takes a little while. And in the wintertime, it takes even longer. Even if you don't have the heat on or anything, you're just driving, trying to warm up the car, normal average driving, taking it conservatively, this car easily takes 15 minutes sometimes to warm up. Especially if it's a super cold start, super cold day, it takes a long time to warm up. I've had trips where I'm just driving somewhere locally and I'm, going 15 or 20 minutes away and the car doesn't even get fully warmed up by the time I'm there. It's kind of crazy. I've never experienced a car that took this long to warm up. So in the winter time, whenever you want to have heat and stuff, it's a little bit annoying, because you have to wait a little bit longer for that. But again, not that big of a deal, just something that's unique about this car. So yeah, that's it for all the updates this week, so I'll send it back to me at the news desk for this week's news. Right, so for this week's news, first thing is, if you only watch me on YouTube and you don't follow me on, the Super Diverx Fan Facebook page or on Twitter or Instagram, then you probably think that I still hate the new Ford Mustang. But if you follow me on any of those social media sites, you will see that I actually love the new Mustang now. After seeing it in other colors and seeing the official Ford pictures, I really love the way it looks, and especially they posted a video of it in silver. It looks really good. The one thing that really irks me though still is the gauges. The gauges are something you look at all the time whenever you're driving the car. And I like having exciting looking gauges or something that looks at least halfway decent. The gauges in the new Ford Mustang look like they were lifted out of a Nissan Altima or something. They're just very boring looking. Can't stand them. Hopefully, with all the aftermarket support for the Mustang, they'll come out with some cooler looking gauge fonts. You can swap those out or something. But yeah, not crazy about the gauges, but that's really the only thing I don't like about the new Mustang now. I love the back end because it actually looks really retro. It almost has 69 style taillights the 1969 Mustangs had, and but it's a modern take on it. I like how they kept the blacked out rear panel there. I love the body lines of the car. I love the front end. I actually do really like the little tri-LEDs that they have in the headlights there. That's a throwback. I didn't even pick up on it really until I was watching the videos the designers put out, that those three little lights are kind of a shout out to the old 65 Mustang, which had next to the headlights, it had in the metal three little indents there, and so this is kind of harkening back to that. And those kind of little retro cues are what I really like. I like how it's a lower, wider, meaner looking car, and I really like the GT version too with its more aggressive grille. I think that really helps the looks over the standard V6 and 4-cylinder versions. And I like the new Mustang so much that I'm considering buying one. I'm not 100% certain yet, because I'm pretty sure if I were to get one, I would only get a V8, because the Turbo 4 sounds intriguing, but Mustang, I mean, I need a V8 in my life. After reviewing that Chrysler 300C SRT8 this past week and all the other, all the fun I had and That Dude in Blues Mustang, I really need a Mustang in my life at some point, and I might just pull the trigger on one of these. We'll see. I don't think these are even going to be out until late 2014, they're saying, so I have probably almost a year to decide. But I'm definitely going to be thinking about that a lot, so let me know what you think. Alright, so on to all the other new news this week. The first thing is that Lamborghini's Cabrera, or whatever they're going to be calling it, was caught out with new camouflage. So instead of just being the flat black vinyl that they had on it, now it has the swirly paint, and they have a Audi R8-esque stripe going down the side, which is obviously just to throw people off. And it looks really good still. I mean, it'll be great to see the whole thing finally in the flesh here at the Geneva Motor Show next year. But in the meantime, it's great to look at this. And there's also a report posted by some car site that said that they believe the car is going to be called the Huracan, which is, I guess, Spanish for hurricane. And they said that that's a good possibility for the name. So it might not be called the Cabrera, it might be called the Huracan or Huracan, whatever. I don't even know how you pronounce it. But yeah, so that'll be interesting to see. I can't wait for the final version to come out. And Chrysler, they decided to just do without camouflage. Apparently, their new 200 that they just redesigned was caught completely uncovered, and it looks very interesting. I don't even know. The front end is a very interesting looking car. The shape, everything is very interesting looking. I guess you could say it's attractive, but then you look at the interior on it, and it has like the same shifter knob that you see in the Jags. And it just looks like, I don't know, I just feel a little weird about the way that looks. I mean, it's supposed to be a luxurious car. I guess they were kind of trying to style it off the Lincoln MKZ, I'm guessing is what they're taking some of their cues from, but it definitely does not look as good as the Lincoln for sure. Another thing is the 2015 BMW M3 sedan and the M4 Coupe were officially revealed, and they look almost identical to the concept car version, which, I mean, they look good. I like the way it looks a lot. I'm not crazy about this pea green color that they've been putting on it in all the promotional videos, but it looks pretty good though. They have it in blue for the sedan, and that looks really spectacular. And another great thing is that they did confirm it's going to have a 6-speed manual transmission with, it's going to have rev match downshifts and all kinds of good stuff. So I don't know if BMW is just doing that for America or if it's going to be for the entire world, but I really am happy and appreciate that BMW has decided to stick with a manual, considering they've been going with just dual clutches in a lot of their other cars. Really glad that they're going to have a manual in this car. So that's very cool. Thank you, BMW, for that. Another thing, this is an Autoblog exclusive apparently, is that there's been reports that Toyota is planning on having an actual Supra concept at the Detroit Auto Show, which could be pretty mind-blowing if they said it'd be something that would be a precursor. It wouldn't be production ready, but it'd be something that would be close. It wouldn't take too long to convert it into a production car if the reception was good. And they're saying it's going to be a 400 plus horsepower hybrid, and so it'd be kind of a rival to the Acura NSX that's going to be coming out, I think, which is interesting because the Acura NSX being mid-engined and being an actual, looks like a supercar. This will be interesting if they're going to price it near the NSX price for it to just be a front-engine, rear-wheel drive car. It'd be very interesting to see, what direction they're going to take the Supra. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Can't wait. Detroit's coming up here in about a month or so, so won't have too much longer to wait to see if that's true. And the last thing I want to talk about, it's not actual automotive news, but many of you are interested in this, so I'm going to talk about it, and that is the Fast and Furious 7 script. As many of you know, whenever Paul Walker tragically died, they had only finished about half of his scenes for the movie. So they had to put the movie on hold indefinitely and try and rewrite the script and figure out how they wanted to proceed. Because Universal had already dumped about $150 million into the movie. So, they had to try and do something to salvage this movie. You can't just flush $150 million down the drain and just write it off. So they're going to go ahead with the movie, which is good. And they say they're going to use all the scenes they filmed with Paul Walker. So very challenging, as a writer to try and figure out a way to keep his scenes in and still, have a somewhat different movie. Hopefully they filmed them in chronological order or something. I'm not sure how they're going to go about doing this. I know very little. But the movie is going to go on. They're going to use his final scenes for this new movie. And should be a very moving movie to see, because I mean they're going to have to write out his death and his character, and so yeah, that'll be interesting. So just thought I'd report on that, and yeah, so that's it for all the news this week, guys. So I'll send it back to me in the car. Alright, well, I'll leave you guys with a nice little acceleration here, like I always do. Fun. Still love this car. It's just the perfect blend of, you know, a fun, sporty car that still gets great gas mileage, and it's just a great car. I love it. It fits me like a glove. I love everything about this car. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week. Take care.